On a coaching session working with a client earlier today, we got talking about how we have to be willing to make mistakes and that there's always a lesson to learn. Sometimes it's what to do and sometimes it's what not to do, but there's always a lesson we can learn. And it brought me back to one of my very first big learning lessons as a professional, and I wanted to share it with you. When I was a kid, I took my EMT class when I was 16, started when I was 16 years old. I got certified at 17, started on the ambulance a couple weeks before I turned 18 with a private ambulance company. So just right out of the gate, still in high school. Other kids are, checking groceries and slinging burgers and fries. And I was on the ambulance and I was saving lives and I was doing the whole EMT thing. And there was a private ambulance company, mostly nursing homes, and as well as some other types of things. One of my first hot calls, we called them code blues, code 3 call, whatever. But we get to the nursing home and I recognize that the patient is in distress. And I asked, hey, are the paramedics en route? Oh, no, we didn't call the paramedics. I'm like, well, no, we have to have paramedics. So we called in, we got the paramedics en route, we packaged the patient up, we got going, and we decided we were going to meet the medics en route. I'm the person in the back, I'm doing the care, and the driver, the other EMT was the driver. And we're ripping through town, and we hear the medics. I realize in the back that I hear their siren approaching, and we connect, but we've got a little bit of a drive before we get to a spot that's safe to pull off because it was just crazy busy. And so during this time frame, I realized that I hadn't taken a fresh set of vitals. And I real quick, I'm like, oh, they're going to need a new set of vitals. And so I grabbed a blood pressure cuff, and I grabbed the stethoscope, and I tried to work my way through things. But the noise, the sirens, I was too young, I was excited, I was just amped up, all these things. And I just didn't get it right at all. And when we did pull off and the medics jumped into the back, I gave them a set of numbers and they were garbage. They're utter garbage. And the medics knew it. And they didn't listen to me. They didn't pay any attention to me whatsoever the entire rest of the trip. I just sat there. They paid no attention. They didn't care. I was done to them. I totally blew that call. After my good decision to call the paramedics and get that person loaded in the ambulance, after that, I was done. I miffed it, the whole thing. No, flat out. And that stung. That was a big blow to my ego and to me. And I'm 18 and I'm brand new and I'm trying to do the right thing and and all this stuff. And the lesson I took from that wasn't just don't do that again. Don't fake a set of vitals. That wasn't it. What I chose to do was I went to the medic unit, to the hospital that those paramedics, that particular truck that responded to my call came from. And I became a volunteer with them so that I could learn from them. I went right to the place where I made my mistake. And I said, teach me. I want to learn. I'm here to grow. I'm here to do everything I can to get better. That willingness to own my mistake and that willingness to confront it and engage in fixing it is the foundation of all of these other things that I've done along the way with accountability and with promotion and with being a chief of an agency head, public safety, all those things really comes back to that moment where I said, I made this mistake. I'm going to own it. And I'm going to change how I look at this, how I deal with this. I will never make this mistake again because I will push myself into a place of being uncomfortable so that I can learn to do better and never have this problem again. This is the type of values that I've lived and that I offer my assistance in connecting people with. This is the way we become true leaders, not just rank, not just badges, but the way we really set the example when we take that lesson and lean into it and learn everything we can from it.